Watching a lot of shows about vampires at once highlights the tropes that haunt the genre. The way these stories are rich with themes of ostracization, romance, and death. It also highlights how the shows which are very good at tackling the subject matter are great, but a lot of them struggle. Here are the criteria used to evaluate these shows: general quality of execution, as well as innovation as it comes to exploring the nature of vampirism. This doesn't specifically mean adherence to any particular pre-established or traditional mythology, but instead originality in terms of using vampire tropes to service the storytelling. So, on number 3, I have Hemlock Grove. Eli Roth's Hemlock Grove features a pretty neat cast including Famke Janssen, Joel De La Fuente, Douglas Scott, and Lily Taylor. What it technically doesn't feature is vampires. Instead, the immortal creatures who crave blood are called Upires, a real term from European folklore, but basically what making up the term does it let them rewrite the vampire rules to some degree. Hemlock Grove was a mess of a show beyond its incredibly gross and bloody effects, but did feature some interesting tweaks to the vampire mythos. The catch is, in order to learn about them, you have to watch Hemlock Grove, and I can't recommend that experience. On number 2, I have Blood Ties. Based on the novels by Tanya Huff, this super Canadian procedural features some solid chemistry between leads Christina Cox and Kyle Schmidt, but suffers from all the worst aspects of low-budget Canadian production without much of the charm that comes with it. Though, bonus points for the weirdness of the show's central vampire being a graphic novelist. And on number 1, I have Blade, the series. Blade as a franchise is on the surface simple, but features some pretty wackadoo qualities. Blade, the series has potential to live up to that, especially as it made the interesting choice to create a lady protagonist who was pretty compelling. Here are my 2 major complaints. It is the kind of show that finds a way to murder a hooker within the first 5 minutes of the pilot, despite some interesting twists at the end. The cliches did pile up. Also, the charm of the Blade films is at least 90% driven by Wesley Snipes, and nothing in Blade the series is as cool as this witty concept. So that was my list. Do tell me in the comments about what was your scare and what should be mine. Stay tuned for more updates.